Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to start doing some fun stuff. My intention is to be painting this over the course of the next couple of weeks, but there's a couple of minor changes I want to make on top of doing body work and things like that, repairing things like, you know, hood damage, scuffs and scrapes, and some cracks and whatnot in the fiberglass, damage and dents and stuff in the body itself. Anyway, what I'm going to go ahead and start with today, I have never really cared much for the reflector on these things. To me, they just kind of look tacky and it's senseless when there's already a side marker. So my intention is to go ahead and actually shave those on both the front and back. So today you guys are going to work with me, and I'll show you how I go about doing that, getting these things removed, filling the holes, and getting everything prepped where this will look smooth without those reflectors on there. Stay with us. So to start with, we've got to get them off. You're going to need two things: 7/16 box end or open end, and a decent sized Phillips screwdriver. I do say you want to go with a box end versus a socket because the upper bolt is kind of difficult to get to. It's narrow enough, you're going to have a hard time getting a socket in there. So anyways, so we'll go ahead and get these removed, and we'll go from there. All right, so once the reflector's gone, what we need to worry about is getting everything smooth and getting the holes filled in. What I'll probably do is wind up filling these in with fiberglass on the back end, and then we'll be able to go in and fill the pits themselves with a little bit of body filler and get that nice and smooth. I want to do the fiberglass on the back end because it takes away a lot of the roughness that you'll wind up having this. It makes this a lot easier and smoother to fill later on with a softer filler, a lot less sand than if you did the fiberglass on the top. So that's where we're headed now. So let me get some sanding going on. All right, so now that the reflector's off, we've done some sanding here to get rid of a little bit of edge. So you don't really have to be crazy about getting this all real smoothed out. Obviously, you're going to be doing a little bit of body filler work on the front end, so it's not imperative that it gets glass smooth. But again, you know, the thing to keep in mind here is that the more you do smooth this out now, sanding up front, the less you're going to have to worry about filling in. So there's kind of a give and take. Don't waste too much effort in doing this, but obviously you want to get it to where it's fairly smooth, so where you can go in and smooth that line out real good with filler when you're doing it. So anyway, let's go ahead and get prepped to start doing smooth. I'm going to go through here with a little bit of just a damp paper towel, and just go through here and get off a little bit of the excess sand. We want kind of a clean surface to be able to stick to here, because next what I've got to do is give myself a nice little backing for the fiberglass in here. You don't want any protruding out. It's more to have to sand. So I wipe everything down with a cloth. We get another cloth, go in here and kind of dry everything off. The main thing I'm after is a good mating surface for a little bit of masking tape. All right, so now what I want to do is give myself a nice little flat surface to stick the fiberglass to. So we'll go in with a little bit of masking tape and fill over these holes. Just gives me a nice little flat edge that I can push the fiberglass up against and get it smooth where I don't have any protrusion. A lot less to sand later on. So I typically put my finger through the hole a little bit as I'm pushing this through and just smooth everything out, hopefully to kind of flatten that hole out as much as possible. It's not really going to matter too much, just again, the less there is to fill, the less filler there is to use, the less sanding you're going to wind up having to do. And the sanding is what takes the most time. So anyway, that's where we're at. Get the other one too. What I usually do is just to start fiberglass resin, just grab me a little container. This is just a little paper bowl, throw a little bit of tin foil in it, pour the resin in there, mix in my hardener, and I can do what I want to do with it. The good thing is you can just, if you don't use it all up, you just tear out the aluminum foil and throw it away. At least that way you're not ruining any kind of a container. But this is the easy way to do it. There's a bunch of ways, but fiberglass resin doesn't stick to aluminum foil, and aluminum foil you can just trash. So it's kind of an easy tidbit of info. So anyway, let me get the resin and hardener mixed, and we'll start putting some pieces in place to harden this stuff in. All right, got a little bit of fiberglass. I just kind of dunk it in there, get a little bit of it sticky, and stick it up here in place. Cover so we don't push any. push it into the hole as much as possible. Just get as much flat surface on this side as we can. And obviously there's going to be some to fill, but this will make it minimized. Do the next one. A little bit too much resin on that one. When I'm done putting them in there, I'll show you guys kind of what I did so you can see it on the inside. There's really not much to it. Just get good saturation on that sucker and just stick it up in place. Alright guys, so let me show you what this looks like on the inside so you can kind of get an idea what I'm doing here. So you can see where I've put the fiberglass resin in there. You can see where I put the fiberglass mat in place. Looks like there's a little bit of whiskers sticking up in there. It's not too big a deal. But anyways, you see it's all pushed in. There's good saturation of the resin, so it's going to soak through and stick pretty good and give some good rigidity to it.